Thinking of learning programming but not sure where to start? Watch this video till the end. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got something really valuable for you. A list of completely free programming resources. Whether you are just starting out or already have some experience, these platforms can seriously level up your learning. These are not just random links. I've handpicked them to make sure they are beginner friendly, practical and actually useful. And these resources are well known amongst the programming community. So make sure to stick around till the end. You might discover something that becomes your go-to resource. Before I start sharing the resources, I have a quick suggestion. If you are a complete beginner, don't start with Python. I know it's a great language, but it is very high level. So when you eventually switch to a lower level language like C, C++, or even Java, it might feel confusing or even frustrating. On the other hand, if you start with a lower level language first, learning high level ones later becomes way easier. And of course, that's just my advice. Feel free to ignore if Python works best for you. Alright, let's dive right in. So the first resource we have is w3schools.com, the OG. This is one of the easiest resources out there if you are looking to learn a programming language from scratch. They offer clean, beginner-friendly written tutorials, perfect if you prefer learning by reading rather than watching videos. Honestly, it was the first resource I ever used when I started learning coding, and to this day, it is still my go-to for quick references. You can check them out on w3schools.com. The second one we have is exorcism.org. I know it sounds kind of spooky, but it is not. This is another platform, a fantastic one for learning programming language, especially if you like to practice while you learn. They offer guided learning tracks for each language as well as topics like fundamentals and front-end web development. What is even better, it's completely free and you can get feedback from real developers on your code in many tracks, which is super helpful when you are learning. And at number 3, we have CS50, an absolute must watch for complete beginners. I tried to get a better expression of the instructor here, but this is the best I could do. This is Harvard's introductory computer science course, and the best part, it is completely free and available on YouTube. It is taught by the instructor David Malin, and I think that's how it is pronounced, one of the most engaging and energetic instructors out there, unlike me. He breaks down complex topics in a way that actually makes sense, starting from how computers work all the way to coding in C. This course is perfect if you want to build strong CS fundamentals from the ground up. It also gets updated almost every year, so you're learning with up-to-date content. Plus, they have added other tracks too, like web development, AI, if you want to explore different areas after the core course. I've only shared 3 beginner-friendly resources so far, but remember, there are tons of resources to learn programming. A simple Google search will give you hundreds of options, but the ones I've shared, these are the OG resources, tried, tested, and genuinely helpful. I could add more, but when it comes to learning to code, it is not always the more the merrier. It is always about quality over quantity. Now, once you are comfortable with the basics of a programming language, it's time to level up, and that means learning data structures and algorithms. The first beginner-friendly DSA resource we have is HackerRank. It's a hands-on platform where you learn DSA concepts and immediately apply them by writing code. It is similar in spirit to exorcism.org that we talked about. You'll be learning and practicing at the same time, which is a great way to build confidence. And they have other tricks as well, like these. The next up is a free course on Coursera by Princeton University, and it is one of the most comprehensive introductions to DSA out there. The course is taught by Professor Robert Sedgwick, and it is divided into 2 parts. You will cover everything from basic data structures like stacks and queues to advanced algorithms like graph search and string processing. The language here used is Java, and the course blends theory with real implementation beautifully. And he also has a book on the same topic. Once you have built a solid foundation, it is time to practice because knowledge without application won't take you far. And for that, the best resource we have is LeadCode. LeadCode is where most aspiring developers go to prepare for coding interviews, especially for top tech companies like Fang and other product-based companies. If your goal is to land one of those jobs, LeadCode is non-negotiable. They also host weekly contests where you can compete amongst other users. And if you really want to level up your skills and get into competitive programming, check out CodeForces as well. It is one of the most respected platforms out there if you want to make a name for yourself in the algorithmic coding. So once you have learned a language and DSA, it is time to decide your career path. You could become an AI ML engineer or a web developer, a kernel developer, or a game developer, and so on. There are so many different tracks out there. Each of these tracks deserves its own deep dive. So if you want videos on those, let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, drop a like, share it with a friend who wants to get into programming, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Let's keep learning together.